Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. One of mine are all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, The Stephen Knight Show. Now, if you wonder why I'm laid back in this chair, because I hurt my back over the weekend, so that's why. There we go. All right, so earlier this year, Boosie made headlines
Oh man.
after he inserted his opinion on Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's parenting style and their decision to support their child Zaya Wade in her transition. So recently he was on Mike Tyson's podcast, and he and Mike Tyson had a very interesting conversation. So Mike Tyson asked him point blank, did he think he was homosexual? Because he's over the years he's made comments about homosexuals, and he said, "No, I'm straight as an arrow." And he said, "Well, why did you feel?" And he said, "I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. But why did you feel that you wanted to speak up on the Zaya Wade situation?" And Boosie pretty much said that, if it was someone that was 18, 19, it is what it is. But he felt like because Zaya was so young that, them calling her she and or calling her she and allowing her to transition, they thought it was just too young. And Mike Tyson actually said, I actually agree with you. But he said, but what is that? What does my voice mean to any of this? Pretty much saying, why am I interjecting my thoughts in someone else's family? And so they kind of had a conversation about that. And, he said, Mike Tyson's big point was sometimes you have to speak on everything you feel, especially if it has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
And Boosie said that his mom said the same thing to him. That's not your family. What's to you, pretty much? Do you think? Do you think that? What do you think about the situation, Chicken? Do you think that it is okay because Zaya and Dwayne Wade, Gary Union, they're all public figures? Do you think it's free for all, or do you think that sometimes we do mind our own business? What are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna jump around and then I'm gonna get back to me. Um, I have a good friend, even though she's being really controversial right now. But Jaguar Wright
Oh
has
Lord, yes.
leave my friend alone.
No, I love her. She's been on the show, but she's been making her rounds. Go ahead.
she she brought up something the other day, and it had to do with someone having a platform. When you have a platform, you automatically have a responsibility because you have people's ear, regardless if you want it or not. You have people's ear, and you are an influence. You have power. With that being said, um, because you have an audience, what you say is going to be put under a microscope. Your opinion is always not needed or wanted. So it's sometimes best to keep your mouth shut if it doesn't really pertain to you. Now, we're in a forum where we're doing a show. You ask my opinion. We can talk about that here. I'm not going to go knock on the Wade's door and tell them how to raise their child. I'm not going to get on a soapbox and dictate how they should raise their child. But me personally, I think that a sex reassignment situation is an individual choice. It's about the individual. Um, I personally would not support my child in a sense of before 18 to assist them in doing that, just in case they may have regrets as they get older. They're still a minor. You can make those decisions on your own when you're an adult, but living under my roof and under my care, I'm going to facilitate you be what you were born to be until you can make an adult decision to change.
I don't even know if they actually had the surgery. I think it was more so Zaya.
But okay, let me argue that.
Okay.
I would not entertain that. I would not entertain that. I would not boister that type of thinking. You can do it once you become an adult, and I'll love you just the same. It's not going to change how I feel about you, but in working toward that, I would not support it in that way.
Yeah. Nair, so Boosie, he has come out a lot about homosexuals, and he even said that with his, I think, 14-year-old son, that he was gonna let him get head by a grown woman or sleep with someone to make sure he knows what he wants. Do you think that when you come out against other people how they raise their kids, you can accept that same scrutiny?
Yeah, I mean, in public forum, yeah, of course. I don't. No one holds any special weight to be protected from the public.
Right.
If people can talk about whoever, whatever. How you respond and react to it is your choice. Um, but yeah, but I also wanted to. I watched that interview. Did you watch that interview? Did you boys,
Well,
you
Mike
fellas watch
Tyson.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Chige?
I did not.
When you get a chance, watch that interview. I watched it before this. I didn't realize you were going to talk about this, but I thought it was the most interesting interview, and it actually seemed like Bootsy was scared. It seemed like Mike Tyson was trying to intimidate him too.
I
With
don't even
his
think he was. I think his personality. Well, who Mike Tyson is, it can be intimidating. But everyone said that Boosie any other time he probably would have clapped back or
It seemed like he was
but
scared.
he
It
was
seemed like
yeah.
Mike was. To me, it felt like Mike was trying to intimidate him to be scared to make Boosie retract. That's what it felt like to me. Of course, I don't know, but so Mike could say, yeah, I had him on the show, I made him retract, kind of that type of thing. But it was uncomfortable for me to watch. Actually, I don't think that was I don't know.
It
I don't
was
know if that
kind of
was.
interesting. Yeah,
It was.
even Mike Tyson's interviewing style.
Yeah, his interview style. I was talking about that. His interview
Yeah.
style was just very. It
Yeah.
was one of the strange
It was
ones for
like
me.
Godfather kind of situation. We sit back
Yeah.
smoking that cigar.
Right.
Yeah.
And as far as the Zaya, as far as I want to speak that one thing about the reassignment. I don't know if that happened or is going to happen. I don't know, but I can say that as a parent, I believe my responsibility as a parent would be to kind of, as best I can, protect my child in all ways, mental health and otherwise. So, like Chike said, at 18, that's probably where a lot of their decisions can become their own because in America, you're legally able to do so. Right. But even still, at that time, a young man's mind is not fully developed psychologically to make heavy, life-changing, life-staying decisions. Yeah. That's the physical reassignment. That's something that I would not as well entertain from my child at that age. This is aside from the should I be able to speak on it. I don't want to really get into that. That's a value add. I'm not really here to comment on. But the protection of my child, I think I would not entertain a physical anything of a sort of a change. I wouldn't even want my child to get a tattoo at that age, because you need some time for your mind to continue to develop. I got a tattoo when I was 14. Ask me, do I want it now? You know what I mean? Like, so, it wasn't no problem for me to get it, so I kind of, I would stay away from those type of changes. But as far as him exploring with what they want to be called, how they want to be seen, okay, I guess that's something I can kind of entertain, but not a physical hardcore, like we're gonna get your body reset, not at that age.
No, I agree. And I don't think they did that, but I agree right. Because that is a life-changing situation. You can't reverse.
Or if you do reverse it, it's not gonna be the same.
It won't be the same, right. So yeah. All right, well, last story. So we've all gone to McDonald's, not in a long time because I want to diet, but we've all gone to McDonald's trying to get their ice cream. And we get turned down with the fact that, guess what? Ice cream machine is out of order. Well, this researcher, Rashik Zaid, created a website called McBroken. This is according to the Verge. The Verge. He's a software engineer. And pretty much what they did was all of the McDonald's in his location, he tried to order them online. And you can only order online if the machine works. The machine is working. And so what it does now, it has all the McDonald's and you can pick your selected area. And if it's red, that means the ice cream machine is working. If it's green, it means it's out of order. Now, Rashid said, it started off as a joke. He said, I just made it in fun. But people were like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever seen this entire week. Now, the vice president of U.S. communications at McDonald's, David Tobor, caught wind of the website and sent Rashik a message. Said only a true fan would go these levels to help customers get out delicious ice cream. We know that we have some opportunities to consistently satisfy even more customers with sweet treats, and we will. What are your thoughts on it? And I think Rashik is young too. What do you think about these masterminds and these young people doing their things like this? Chica.
I love it. Good for him. He had a need, and he created a situation to alleviate what his issue was. I applaud that. That's commerce. That's business. That's growth.
Yeah.
So we need more of that.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Success comes from solving problems, and that's a big problem that I know a lot of people have. So he probably was expecting a little more from McDonald's, which I'm sure they may reach back and they may even incorporate some of that idea themselves, which they'll be ripping him off unless they include him. But also he can keep that site up as long as possible, and he can generate ad revenue and all, just because people are going to constantly go there, So
exactly.
he can do all types of things. It's brilliant. The kid is brilliant. He's a problem solver. He's probably a millennial. He's going to continue to build a world of success for himself, I'm sure.
Most definitely. Well, shout out to Rashik and keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, check out Say Movie Reviews 9 years. See you next week. Have a good one. And we're back after this.
Indeed.
See you, brother.